When flat bridge goes wrong. Number 8. Woman killed in Bagwa Gorge crash. One woman died and 9 others were hospitalized as a result of a two-vehicle collision along the Bagwa Gorge about 9:30 a.m. on Tuesday. 59-year-old Valerie Ennis of Linstead was traveling westerly in a white Toyota IS minibus driven by 40-year-old Ralston White when it collided with a black Toyota Fielder going in the opposite direction. The driver of the car reportedly overtook a line of vehicle and crashed into the minibus, which plunged into the river. Ennis was ejected from the vehicle and was taken from the river by drivers. She was pronounced dead at the hospital. 9 others from the minibus were taken to the hospital and was treated. Number 7. 19-year-old was crushed to death in a two-vehicle collision on the Bagwa Gorge. Ricardo Stevens of Riversdale St. Catherine was driving a Suzuki Swift motorcar which collided with a truck. Police and firefighters were called to the scene to, among other things, remove the victim from the motorcar. Reports are that he died on spot. Number 7. Dad and 2 sons among 6 dead as SUV plunges into the rear Cobra. Nadine Ricketts burst into tears after receiving the news that her husband, son, and stepson had died after the vehicle they were traveling in ran off the flat bridge and plunged into the rear Cobra. Nadine's husband, Stephen, her son, Chevron, and stepson, Shugwe, were among 8 persons traveling in a Suzuki Vitara through the Bagwa Gorge when the driver lost control of the vehicle when he ran off the road into the river. It's reported that the driver overtook a truck. The light was changing and he was trying to beat the red light. That's when he lost control of the vehicle and ran into the river. Number 5. An unknown woman drowns off flat bridge. The police have confirmed reports that a woman drowned in the rear Cobra at the flat bridge in St. Catherine. The police corporate communications unit was unable to provide details of the incident, but unconfirmed reports are that the woman drove off flat bridge in a suicide attempt. Videos on social media shows the vehicle being retrieved from the river. Number 4. 3 men died at the Bagwa Gorge. 45-year-old Michael Nicholas, his son, 18-year-old Travis, and Kemar Watt, 25, are among 3 men who died on October 3rd when their truck plunged into the rear Cobra. The truck, which was being driven towards Spanish Town by the elder Nicholas, plunged into the rear Cobra around 9 p.m., trapping all 3 men, which they eventually died. Number 3. 2 injured after taxi overtakes on corner at the Flatbridge Gorge. 2 persons were rushed to the hospital after their vehicles collided with another in the Bagwa Gorge. The incident occurred about 10 p.m. A taxi driver who was operating a black Nissan La Festa was said to have caused the accident. The taxi driver was first spotted overtaking vehicles around corners in the dangerous gorge shortly after he drove across Flatbridge on his way to Bagwalk. He continued doing so until the fateful incident, which injured 2 male passengers. They both suffered minor injuries. Number 2. Miraculous escape from vehicle crash in Bagwa Gorge. A young woman recently walked away relatively unscathed from a major collision, leaving her squashed up and against an embankment. The car's bonnet was crushed by the force of the crash, and its body was left lodged between the truck embankment at an angle perpendicular to the road. A woman can be seen in a video coming out of a crushed motor vehicle after surviving the accident, seemingly almost physically unhurt. Number 1. Adult backwalk guard crash victims were both teachers in Spanish Town. The women have been identified as 34-year-old Cheryl Francis, who worked at the Hard Trust Spanish Town Skills Training Programming Center, and Jean Grant, who was attached to the Willowdene Group of Schools in Spanish Town. Francis' 7-year-old son, Ajani Park, also perished in the collision. About 7:45 p.m., all three were traveling in a car in the garage with Francis Parks at the wheels when the vehicle collided with a truck traveling in the opposite direction. The two women were pronounced dead at hospital, while the child died early the following morning while being treated at the hospital. The driver and a passenger in the truck sustained minor injuries. Comment below which other topics you'd like to hear about or learn about. Hey, don't mind the stuttering because I read off of something and my handwriting not that pretty. So anything I stutter, I try to remember, I try to make out to my right. You see it? It's a learning growing process, as you can see. Yeah man, but you don't know, just remember to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell and bust a share to your site. I'm out.